welcome to What's Growing at CMC, the weekly segment where I, Daniel,
and I, Talasha, share with you about some of the fruit of the Spirit that we are catching glimpses of at College Mennonite Church.
Sojourners continues to grow in faith, community, and Zoom skills.
You'll see a picture soon of just some of the people who joined Sunday school a few weeks ago.
Sojourners leaders tell us that there's an open invitation to join them on Sundays.
Check your email for topics and Zoom links.
Last week, Seth and Sarah shared about Cynthia's 50th birthday.
The promised pictures got lost in the ether, but you will get to see them today.
And speaking of Seth and Sarah, thanks to the two of them for giving us a week off.
It was lovely to take a vacation.
Another big thank you goes to Carol Guth.
Carol recently ended her time on the Worship Commission.
And over the last several years, Carol has put many hours into creating the aesthetic of this place.
She's the visionary behind the inviting spaces that are scattered throughout our church building.
And she has worked with worship visuals to bring us more deeply into worship.
Thank you, Carol.
Many of you know about the mad sewing skills of many of the people in our congregation.
From masks sewn by Juana to comforters sewn by teenager Mackenzie, we have shared about several sewing projects over these last few months.
And we are also rich in quilters.
Currently, 30 quilts sewn by CMCers are on display in the Good Library on the Goshen College campus.
You can tour the gallery through November 15.
Just schedule your appointment through the number or the email address that are on your screen.
A common refrain right now is, "This year will be different."
And another increasingly common refrain is, "We can still do that, but we will do it differently."
Finding new ways takes energy and creativity.
And that's exactly what has happened with the Angel Tree Ministry.
On Wednesday, you received an email as the official launch of the virtual Angel Tree.
Make sure you check that so you know how you can participate this year.
The ministry team gave us an easy-to-follow directions and if you maybe accidentally hit delete on that email, they'll send it to you again, send you the instructions so you can still participate.
We parents find joy in shopping for our children.
And parents who are in prison do too.
And your participation in Angel Tree makes it possible for those parents to choose and give gifts to their children.
So help bring some joy to the world.
Some of you have asked about buying a Courageous Caleb t-shirt or bracelet.
If you need one of these visible signs of your support for Caleb and his family, check your church email from last Thursday for links.
Or you can wait for that to come again on Tuesday.
This congregation has rallied around Caleb throughout his family's journey.
And recently, we were reminded again of the beloved community of God here at CMC.
In a short week, the lives of two families from our congregation were changed.
Santos and Adriana's family suffered the effects of a fire that burned their apartment and ruined most of their belongings.
But God had been at work long before that.
A few CMCers had purchased a new rental home for the family of 8.
Many more from our church family had lent their skills to remodel the home.
And Santos and Adriana's family had been putting lots of hours of work as well.
So when the fire came to their old home, the new one was almost move-in ready.
After the fire, the church family mobilized with prayer, meals, donations, and emotional support.
Enough beds and bedding were gathered within 24 hours, and the family only had to spend one night in a hotel.
In the midst of tragedy, God's love shone through.
A week later, Laura and Annalise Green were in a car accident.
Both sustained injuries, and Laura was flown to Fort Wayne.
And again, the church family and the community rallied.
Laura, so often a leader in reminding us to pray for each other, felt the prayers of several hundred people.
The Green family, always quick to reach out to help others, received the humbling gift of being cared for by the big family of God.
Within 3 hours, the meal sign-up was full, and Pamela had to add more slots.
Sam, Laura, Annalise, and Amelia have meals through the middle of December.
God is at work in our cooking hands.
God is at work in our generosity.
God is at work when we blanket others in prayer.
And God planted all those seeds of growth a long, long time ago.
God was, God is, and God will be.
Thanks be to God.
Reaping and sowing, planting and hoeing, there's something showing, popping up through the sod. The Spirit's blowing, new life we're knowing, giving and growing in the garden of God. Reaping and sowing, planting and hoeing, there's something showing, popping up through the sod. The Spirit's blowing, new life we're knowing, giving and growing in the garden of God. Reaping and sowing, planting and hoeing, there's something showing, popping up through the sod. The Spirit's blowing, new life we're knowing, giving and growing in the garden of God.